Okay. So hopefully this will work. Will it work? Okay, it will. It works, apparently. So let me just check. Okay, yeah, the screen seems to be working. So we're officially live. Let me just share the link via Tumblr and Discord, so people know that the live stream has started. I'll switch to the SimPE window. So yeah, gotta open the YouTube app first before I can share it via Tumblr. By the way, if you hear any chewing noises, it's because yeah, I got Chinese Indonesian takeout, and I don't want it to get cold, so yeah, I'm eating and live streaming at the same time. So just let me know if it particularly disturbs you, and I can try to eat it somewhat further away from the mic. Okay. Okay, I think I might have screwed up the reaction time a bit, so the reaction time will be a little bit longer, I guess, than normally. But live stream, okay. Tagged it and published it. Well, published it, shared the link. Okay, that was Tumblr, and now for Discord. Okay, shared on Discord. And I see a very high poly picture on there. Kind of ridiculously ridiculous, but anyways. Okay, gotta find my charging wire, so my phone doesn't run out of power while viewing my live stream, and the live chat especially. And then we can actually get started. So, okay, YouTube. Okay. Yep. It's all there. Live chat. Okay, let's just get it to the current time. So, okay. All ready for live streaming. So, let's get started. So, yesterday I accidentally live streamed. Like, it was purely an accident. I thought I was supposed to live stream on Friday, but as some of y'all might know, I live stream on Saturdays normally, so yeah, I was really confused by the lack of viewers, but yeah. Anyways, the confusion got solved. I figured out what I was doing. So, anyways, it's the regular live stream time, and I was thinking it might be interesting to resume what I had started yesterday, which is fixing some of Mariatta's stuff. Let me just open a new blend file, or better yet, open something. Okay, it's columns here. So, Mariatta from Cradle of Darkness has converted or created, I'm leaning towards converted, a bunch of architectural deco, including all of these columns. Like, these are just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. These are just 8 of them, and I remapped them to the BB niche, as you can see. The little poles here, they're gonna use a different one, a metal texture. You can see it here. These are just supports for the structure. Yeah, but anyways, there are 11 of them, and I currently fixed only 8, so yeah, I think we're going to do the remaining 3. So, let's get started. Okay, this is cinnamon thing. Super secret. You've seen nothing. Okay, so I put this somewhere here. I'm not exactly sure where I put it. I'm pretty bad at it. Oh yeah, in 00 equals live stream. Anyways, yep, here, Marietta. There's a bunch of folders here. Art details, architect, which contains some meshes with some pretty nasty issues. Architectural decor, which is a little bit better. It's architectural my, architectural O, church ruin. I haven't really looked at this yet. Could be neighborhood deco, could be, yeah, I don't know what it would be, but here we are, column broken. As you can see, 11 of them. We did, I did all of them up to 8. So time to get started on number 9. So the original texture is this one, and most of the textures of these columns are very similar to those, so I might as well export it. Oh, look, there's already a similar texture there. See, they're very similar, but not identical. So anyways, let's export these and get them into Blender. Oh, it's pointing to the right folder, that's nice. So this is column 9. As you can see, it's very similar, it's very similar to this one in its details. There's also some rubble around the base, and I think we'll remove these because, you know, we want to use them from, I don't know. It adds more poly and we don't need that poly. So let's check out the original texture just for curiosity's sake. I didn't actually do these with the others, but this is the original texture. It's a bit... no. Like, it's not very versatile, so of course we're going to slave it to the BB niche. So let me just remove this texture. And let's first just remove all of these lovely things. It's best done in wireframe mode. So I'm pressing the Control button and just dragging with the left mouse button to select this. If I do Shift, then I can deselect. Anyways, I'm lassoing this. In wireframe mode, it tends to be a little bit easier, as you can get to those polys that are normally hidden. Okay. Oh, look at it. Look, there's also something on the base of this this column. I think I'll remove that one as well. It's a nice little detail, but it adds a lot of poly, as you could see. As you can see, so yeah, delete it. Okay, so this one has 2 sets of supports. There's the longer ones here and the smaller ones, and we want to separate those so they can be a separate subset, because they kind of look horrible when you put them on when you put a BB niche texture on them. So let's just show that first. So this is unremapped, but still you can see it doesn't fit. It really doesn't fit. Okay, let's just undo this. Yeah, we don't want the texture on this yet. Okay, get Photoshop open. So okay, I got it on edge selector, by the way. So this frame, this is actually a bit easier right now with the vertical selector, but for some reason I used edge selector. The one you want to use really depends on your personal preference, of course, and things like what you're using and your goal. Sometimes one will be handier than the other. So anyways, we got those selected. Now I think there's one here. Yeah, there's another one here. So let's select that one as well. Okay, yeah, all selected. Now these ones, gotta be careful here, so we don't accidentally select parts of the pillar that we don't want selected. takes a bit of training to see all those verticals when they're hidden by other verticals. Okay, yeah. Need one more. One looping more. Yeah, we got those. Then B. Okay, Ronan Punk says, "Heyo." Hey Ronan, nice of you to join in the live stream. So, doing a bit of Blender today. So I'm trying to you know, say what keys I'm using so it's easier for people to follow. So I hope that will be helpful for you as well. So, okay, we want to see the texture on this thing. So, edit mode, we press A to select everything or deselect everything. A for all. Get a nice metal texture on there. Go back to object mode and look at it. Nice supports, cute supports, good supports. And now for the BB niche. So I haven't really figured out a way to get this size correct, because it's pretty hard. Like it doesn't exactly match up. So these are actual columns, which means that they go up to the ceiling. So this column part kind of needs to get close to that size. So 1.2. Oh no, that's 12. That's 12. We don't want that scale. We want 1.2. That gets us a little bit closer, as you can see. Yeah, it's not perfect. Like it's mapped weirdly. Okay, Ron Punk says you should consider getting that screencast thing for Blender. It shows in text what button you're hitting. But yay, Blender help! Yeah, you'll need to share a link to that over on the Discord for the screencast thing, because yeah, it sounds very handy. Okay, so let's scale this further. So I'm pressing SI. And then I can scale along the I-axis. It's an underrated function. It's a bit difficult this. So it's a lot of shifting around. Sometimes it just doesn't work that well. Okay, let's undo this and see if 1.25 as 1.25, if that works a little bit better. So we're using G to move the mapping around. As you can see, the bricks seem to be a little bit too big. So if the bricks are too big, we'll need to means that the verticals are taken up. Yeah. Anyways, we're scaling more. Scaling just a little bit more. Mapping is an art, and like any art, it takes some time to master. And everybody has a different style. Okay. So I think this is getting pretty close. Like, it's not perfect, but it kind of matches the scaling of the other ones. And, you know, it wouldn't look extremely bad with your average BB niche texture. Oh wait, I forgot I need to open yet another texture. I like to have at least 2 or 3 BB niche textures, so I can look at it. So, yeah. So this is my other texture. Doesn't look too bad. So let's see the display cube here. I mean, I guess this part on the top isn't too noticeable. I mean, it definitely doesn't match the sizing of the BB niche here, but it's not too noticeable, and the other ones share this common flaw. Kind of sucks, but yeah. Guess we'll have to deal with that. Okay, column broken 9. Let's export this using the Sims 2 export, selection only. The important thing here is to say export objects as OBJ groups and not as OBJ objects, because SimPE doesn't like that. Okay, let's move this over using Control and L to zoom in and Shift and middle mouse key to do this with the camera, to shift the to move the camera. Okay, yeah, I forgot to select the other one, so anyways. So, number 10. Let's get that one into Blender. I almost said milk shape, but I don't use milk shape. Number 10. Ooh, nice, more rubble to delete. Okay, so once again, wireframe mode here. So, some rubble, let's delete that. It adds some unnecessary poly. Oh wait, I forgot to do one thing to the other column. Like, I'll just move it over. Let me first just delete these. Oh, there's also a piece of rubble on there, and I want that one gone as well. Oh, wrong one. Okay, verticals, deleting. Okay, let me just make this one invisible and get this one over. Okay. So, fortunately, it can be done pretty simply using this 0 and location here. Just make it 0, 0, yeah. 0 is the midpoint. It's kind of like graphs, but in 3D. It's 3D graphing. Yeah. I forgot to remove the doubles. Which, if you look at the upper right, you can see removed 836 verticals. So you don't just do this for the vertical count, you also do this for the shading, because sometimes it can really mess up your shading if you've got doubles. Like, it won't shade. So we want to delete those. So we want to remove doubles, especially when the shading is a bit broken. So we're just replacing this file, moving it over again, and then we can continue working on column 11. Oh no, column 10. And I should really eat some of my nice Chinese Indonesian takeout because it's tasty. Damn, gotta love some nasi goreng. Okay, so here are those supports. So I'm just dragging like this. Oh, forgot one and hit a couple of bumps. So we want those selected and those. Zooming in with Control Alt and with Shift middle one, Control left key. Okay, zooming in again and removing that one. And P for the selection, and then by selection, and then it's separated. So we gotta select everything here. So this view thing, this is pretty handy. I might have talked about it in earlier videos, but you can have two separate ways of seeing your model. Like there's ortho and perspective. So this is full 3D perspective. It's just full 3D. I mean, check it out. It's like you're looking at a bunch of columns along a wall. But you can also press numpad 5 or this little button here in view, and then you can get the ortho perspective, which is some sort of semi-3D, like in the Sims 3. And the interesting thing about ortho is you can zoom in really, really close, and you can't do this in the normal 3D perspective. So it's a pretty handy tool, especially when selecting things. So yeah, press numpad 1 and you can get a front view. Like you press the numpads to get different views. So this also, so look, now we're rotating our view with numpad 2, numpad 4, 5, 6. Numpad is generally for view. Okay, and your view doesn't follow you from window to window, so default to UV mapping, for example. Okay, so let's get this one to 125. So again, you can look and see if 126 is a little bit better. 127, 128, 120. 1, 2, 4, 3, 5. Oh wait, 1, 2, 1 and 1, 2, 9. Okay, so 1, 2, 7. Let's see, 120, 27. Let's see if that works. So we're moving it with G. It's not super bad. It doesn't look too bad. I mean, it's not to my satisfaction yet. GI. Wait. Didn't press that button accidentally. Sometimes you just miss a button. So let's see. This thing should go a little bit bigger. So 1.1. So as 1.1, scale 1.1 along the y-axis. And that seems to get us a pretty decent result. I mean, look at it. It's not perfect, but it looks good. So, okay. So I think I'm satisfied with this pillar. There's a lot of Marietta stuff, so I don't... Okay, once again, removing doubles. So there's a lot of Marietta stuff, so I don't want to waste hours upon hours on doing this. Though I may have already did. Okay, just refusing to select. Selecting more things can be done with shift right mouse key. So export, column broken 10. And then we can go to 11 and we can start doing SimPE. Yay, SimPE. Our greatest ally and our most cunning enemy. Okay. Broken column, broken Marietta 11 and export. Okay, gotta bring this one to the right. So you can also just delete it. I mean, I just like to keep them around to compare, but you don't have to. Okay, UV mapping. More Rebel. Well, I guess we're deleting something. Okay, selected with right mouse click. It's left mouse click in Blender 2.8, they changed it, but Blender 2.7 plus it's right mouse click. I don't know about earlier versions. Okay, pressing the delete button on your keyboard and just deleting verticals. You could also just delete edges, but, you know, or faces, but, well, verticals are handier. That's just my preference. Okay, let's see. Are there any more supports in here? Because if there are supports, we need to separate those. Well, it seems there aren't. That makes our job a lot easier. So front, texture mode. Let's get that BB niche and scale it. Let's see what happens if we scale it along all axes by 1.3. Huh. 1.3 actually seems to have a pretty decent result. Let's try that. Let's see this. Not gonna redo all of this to the scale of 1.3, but it does seem to match up pretty nicely. I mean, you can see some flaws, but it's not horrible. Here's all we can ask for, really. So as Y, and let's just, oh wait, it's just S and not Y. so we want to scale it like this. Okay, let's see. Let's see what this did. Sometimes you gotta adjust things by hand. Seems, yeah, this one seems pretty good. Okay. Object mode. Looks nicely as far as the verticality goes, but yeah, we might have to change the broadness or something. You know, this. Need to make the brick somewhat smaller. So let's see what happens. Now. SX 1.1. Let's see what happens. Okay, it looks good. This actually doesn't look too broken of a column. I mean, there are some flaws here, but it doesn't look too broken. I like it. Remove and doubles, 711 verticals removed. Going to default view. You can also do it from UV view and exporting this. And all these columns are done. Look at it, look at it. All sorts of nice columns that can be slaved to the BB niche and a generic melt texture. So yeah, pretty nice. I don't know if these still have shading issues or something, which in case do, it doesn't seem to be that bad, so I'll leave it alone for now. Okay. Now that that's all resolved, let's get into Simpy E. Okay, let me first just copy over a BB niche master. I got a bunch of them just hanging around my Simpy E folder, but it's just nice to have it near. Okay, copy that. 00 equals livestream, Marietta, and just a BB niche. There it is. So first, we're gonna do slaving, so we need to note down some essential information, which we'll find in the shape. So, gotta open a little document here. And what we're going to copy over is just inside, let's see, the niche. The niche is the one with the table Lightfoot here. Let's pull this up a little bit so we can actually see all the text. Oh. So yeah, this is what we're going to note down. Subset name, niche, with its TXMT, and then the crest is basically the TXMT minus the underscore table underscore Lightfoot, so that is our crest. So we can just copy the display cube, so the table Lightfoot, the niche TXMT, and we can just delete all the relevant information whenever we need to copy over the crest when slaving things. So, anyways, column broken Marietta. So we're gonna keep one texture in. We're going to delete the shadow because I want it gone. But we're going to keep the metal texture in. Like, yeah, this one probably has metal support as well. But I found another texture. Oh my goodness, is that DXT1? Whew, the horrors. Which is in arch details, and it's just a nice rusty thing, you know? Okay, look at it. It's a very nice rusty texture. Very red. And we're just going to keep that. Yeah, but we're going to delete those. Like, I know very little about making things visible in the neighborhood, but I do know that I want to ditch this texture. So column white, that looks about right. Okay, I think this one is recolorable. I'm not entirely sure, but we're just going to assume it is. So deleting the ground shadow, adding this little information, and then copying over. the table lightwood and niche. Bam. The GMND, need to do some things here. For one, we need to add an array to use design mode enabled, go to niche to make that recolorable, and we need to go to 0, 0, press add. Oh, I think I need to make my SimPE window a little bit smaller so people can actually see it, because it doesn't always have to say. Okay, people can probably see it, so I can do it on full screen. Anyways, adding a node, saying enabled, and then 6. Commit that just in case. C data list extension and edit blocks. And typing TS lowercase materials mesh name. Gotta make sure that the capitalization is proper, because otherwise it won't work. Just adding the crest and the niche, so it's recognizing the mesh, because otherwise you will get the texture, but it just won't be recolorable. It will just still be looking for things that it can't find. Oh, then this takeout is some great egg. Anyways, deleting ground shadow and come on, we need the column broken 1. So this one will be our column. So this one will replace column because it has the least verticals and faces, so it's the supports. And this one will just be renamed to niche. Like that. So commit that. Now we want to change the catalog description, of course. Column broken 1. Yeah, it doesn't tell me anything. So this will be a master mesh, so it will be marked master even if it's slaved. So originally by Marietta, slaved by Fire Flower PBK, because I think it's historical enough to Marietta. Marietta, okay. Okay, so now save, so the textures get removed, and update integrity and save. Okay, so does this, yeah, it's quarter tile enabled, but for some reason this is 140, which isn't good for base game compatibility, so we're just doing that. It has a custom thing here, custom git, so we don't have to change that. I don't want to. I mean, the Git database went down, so whenever you can, just reuse Git. Okay, so that one's done. So, yeah, might as well rename it. Marietta, master. Oh, wait, okay. Okay, we can't rename it right now because it's open. Forgot about that. And we also need to copy over this txmt, because this will be our second master subset. So column, and then this, and the crest is that minus the underscore column underscore white. So Janus, all the Janus. It's also important to note that we have to compressorize this because it's already been compressorized. So if we don't recompressorize it, it will just not show up in the game, or worse, it will break. It will just plain break. So let's delete all the emmets, this texture. Let's just delete every single texture thing. And import. I don't know if this thing has any of those support things or not, so just yeah. Okay, column broken 2. So okay, so that's 2. So this one is the support, so this one replaces column. This one has a higher poly count, so this one is niche. Commit, And this is just this is the lovely thing about slaving things to multiple masters. You have to keep copying and pasting. Oh wait, this is niche. Not column. Because this is column. Okay, so that is deleted, and yeah, this one has proper quarter tile. This is quarter tile enabled, but we want this 39. So GMND is super important. So we're just adding a node, we're enabling it by changing 0 to 1, then changing the numbers to the next one. So block number 6 is enabled. TS materials, mesh name, and string. So this is our column. Then let me just copy over the entire thing, so we can use that for thing number 3. Niche. And commit. Oh wait, we forgot to enter the niche to TS design mode enabled. We don't want to get stuck with the default niche texture now, do we? Biche? No, it's not a biche, it's a niche. Or niche, or... It's a stone thing. Okay, so this one has also been done. Niche of the column. Behaves we don't need to touch. Column broken 2. Adding slave to this. Always give credits. It's also handy to put your own handle in there, just so people know where to find you if there's any problems with the object. And for WCIFs. Okay, so this is all done. Save, fix integrity. We just have a GMDC and a GMND, a shape and a crest, and that's the way we want it. Ooh, save. I think I'm gonna take a tiny little break to eat some more of my food, because it's getting quite cold. But yeah, we're just going to spend this live stream doing all these broken columns. Because apparently I'm addicted to columns. I should have really brought something to drink with me. Yeah. I really should have. It's not going down the throat so easily, so... I guess I'm gonna get a little bit of water, so be right back. Okay, that water hit just the spot. So, time to continue. Column broken 3. So like always, delete the textures, delete this, add this, just going to go to this, niche, and because we're at it, I might as well just do the GMNDs right now, while I still got the niche copied. Then once I've done that, we can copy the column from Mariada's broken column number 1. And we can just paste that and do all the other stuff. So string, niche, okay. Always be sure to paste the crest, not the TXMT in the GMND. Okay. Okay, yeah. Gotta copy that one over. Column white. Control C. Add string. Be sure not to accidentally add an array, because that won't work. Column. Okay, TS design mode enabled. Add a niche. Good. Delete the TXMTs. Delete the MAD. It's much easier working your way down, working your way up, starting underneath, you know, on the lower ones and going to the higher ones on the list. It's much easier because of the way SimPE just does these sort of things. It's 139. Always go to catalog sort and commit. Don't commit in raw data, or this will turn white. Okay, GMDC. Time to import. Delete the ground shadow. You can leave it alone if you'd like, but I prefer to get rid of it to avoid any possible issues. Pretty high poly, unfortunately. But yeah, we're gonna have to deal with that. This should at least look pretty. Or prettier. Okay, so that's committed. That's committed. It's got a catalog description, column broken free, slave. Or if you want to use different language for your repository's objects, you can just say child. That's the thing that Llama uses. She doesn't use master and slave, but parent and child. Or you can use repositories or whatever. Okay, so that's done. Save. I don't like to fix integrity on the catalog description because it will take longer to load. And I gotta go fast. Okay, number 4. If I'm going too fast, or if you'd like to ask a question or something, just do it. Just let me know. MAT, TXMT. When things aren't recolorable, it's typically a problem with the MAT, by the way. So that would be the first thing you would look to fix whatever has gone wrong. Niche. Edit block, data list extension. Wait, did I enable a block? No. Enable it. Just enable it. If it's not enabled, then it won't show up. The game won't read it. TS materials mesh name, string, column, and niche. Am I tempted to rename it to Golem instead of column? Yep. Am I going to do it? No. Would I do it for a ring? Would I call it precious? Perhaps. Anyways. Column. Niche. The XMT goes into the shape, and the crest goes into the GMD. And the GMDC, you gotta make sure the subset names are that it's correctly named, because otherwise it just won't show up. Okay, this one only has one thing, so no support. So, problems parsing the file. Yeah, we're just going to ignore this. Okay, because it only has one subset. Because it doesn't have the column thing, we're just going to delete it. Because it's not needed, so why include it? Column, delete it. And catalog, column broken 4. Slave. And anyways, originally by Marietta, slaved by Fireflower. PBK. Could use my Tumblr, but Keep is a great community, and you know, why wouldn't I link to them? Or well, refer to them. So safe. And time to take a bite. Okay. Might as well start out with the column right now, with GMDC right now, so I don't accidentally add a subset that doesn't need. Okay, so this thing does need both subsets. So niche, the one with the higher poly count is niche, the one with the lower ones is column. So yeah, that's good. Okay. I don't know if I got the niche copied or the... Yeah, I got the niche copied. I can keep this as column. And I can just now change it to niche. Anyways. Column 35. This one goes to 39. Basecamp compatibility. It's not that big of a deal anymore with the Ultimate Collection, but it's still nice to do it. It's the fault that counts. And there are still people who don't have Ultimate Collection, me included, or just prefer to play with discs or Basecamp only. Data list extension. DS materials. Mesh name. String add. Niche. Another string. Don't add 2 strings at once. Like first add a string, then change it, and then add another string, or your copied thing, you'll lose the copied thing and you'll have copied add for some reason. Like, I have no idea why it happens, but it does, and it's pretty annoying. So that might be handy. Okay, we'll leave the slave subsets alone. Just add niche. And now we can change this thing in the shape. In column. Yep. Okay, catalog description. Column broken 5. Slave. Width. Originally by Marietta. Firefly. And PBK. The thing that kind of bothers me about these objects, these columns by Marietta, is it just says Marietta. It doesn't say converted from this game or extracted from this game or inspired by. Like, it doesn't give you any information, because I'm pretty sure those columns weren't meshed from scratch. They were definitely pulled from a game. So yeah, it's kind of bothersome, because, you know, you'd like to give proper credits, and it's also just polite. You know, it's a thing. You give credits. Unless you actually made the mesh from scratch. In that case, you don't have to give credits, because you're the one who made it. Column 6. So, we currently got the column subset copied, so just press add here, change it to niche. Gonna change that one later. Deleting the emmet. Oh wait, changing the OBGD to not 239 in this little box here. And pressing commit. So column 6, the GMND, the dreaded GMND, the dread beast. Edit blocks, data list extension. Sometimes you might add directional light, but it's easy to delete. But do make sure you added the right one, because otherwise this TS Materials mesh name. I think it was Materials mesh name. Yeah, it was Materials. TS Materials mesh name, column. Column here. I want to add one, copy. Wait, okay, yeah. Yeah, I want to copy the niche, not the column. Niche. TS design mode enabled. Niche. It's kind of weird to slave something to the BB niche if it's not recolorable. I mean, the whole purpose of slaving it to the BB niche is to make sure it has more recolor options. So yeah, it has to make sense. Oh, so this is one of those which only has niche. Okay, so we can just say this niche column. This makes me wonder: did I accidentally only do column on one of the earlier ones? So I'll have to check that. Slave, not Salave. Like, it sounds like some sort of salami. PBK. Okay, the GMDC, yeah, it's niche only. Sometimes it happens. Sometimes it's just nice to note down more information about your object, like how many subsets does it have? Instead of just going through the basics and discovering that you didn't have to. Okay, well, it's only niche, so copy and paste. Well, just paste in this case. Save, object tools, fix integrity, save. Okay, I want to open up one of the earlier ones. Like, there's one with only one subset, and I want to make sure that it's the right subset, so that I didn't accidentally. Okay, yeah, this one is called column. It's supposed to be called niche. A pretty important detail to forget. So TS design mode enabled. Okay, this TS design mode subsets. This is only niche, good. Still kind of weird that it's called display cube. But you know, weirdness happens. And I'm very happy about this display cube. Okay, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11, and then we're done. So the shape. Oh wait, I might as well just import it first. Delete the ground shadow, we don't need it. Number 7. So this is also one with only column. So we can actually just replace the column and rename it to niche in the groups tab. So yeah, niche. So column. This one will get called niche. I'm glad we still have that one copied. Saves me some trouble. Saves me a couple of clicks. 35, 39, commit. We don't need to update it because we're deleting the emmet anyway, so there's no sense in updating the emmets. Well, that's 96. We need 6, not 96. I have no idea what kind of objects would need 96 entries in a GMND. I think it would be pretty monstrous or very badly made. TS materials, mesh name, string, add, niche. Catalog description. Whoa. Pressing the wrong key on my keyboard. My keyboard is in the dark. So I'm doing this partially on muscle memory. Yeah, blind typing, not one of my strong skills. BBK. Oh wait, I need a capital there, not a low letter. Okay, save, tools, object tools, fix integrity, update, and save again. Gonna have to compressorize this afterwards. Might as well open the compressorizer already. Yay, compressorizer. Okay, Marietta. Add files to list, please. My documents, SimPE. My SimPE folder, 0 equals livestream, Marietta. And column broken. So you can see some of them are bigger than others. That's because they have textures. 8, 9, and 8, 9, 10, and 11. They still got textures. S1, but we want to keep the textures. The texture, to be exact. Anyways, let's just add this one. Table Lightwood, niche. Oh, somebody reblogged my live stream post. Very nice of you, person who reblogged my live stream post. If you're watching the live stream, thank you very much. Why? It keeps trying to do things that I don't want. SimP. Okay, broken column, or column broken 8. Okay, so this is replace column, it only has a niche. Once again, very nice. Of course, columns are kind of my niche in CC creation, I guess. I mean, phew, so much columns. TS materials, mesh name. Oh, gotta make sure that E in mesh is lowercase, not uppercase. Otherwise, things might happen, unpleasant things. Like a crashing game or catalog crashes. It happens sometimes. Very annoying. I am glad that Marietta has enabled design mode, that she cloned it from or edited herself, so, you know, it's easier to fix, because some objects don't have TS design mode enabled, or an MAT, so you kind of have to extract an MAT somewhere and add TS design mode enabled yourself. Oh crap, it's buffering. Yay, buffering. Okay, let me just check the live stream to see, is it buffering? It's not buffering anymore. Okay, I guess it's just my phone that's buffering. So that kind of sucks. Yay. Okay, gotta re-enter. Okay, yeah. Everything seems to be working. That's good. If any of you happen to notice any buffering issues, or, you know, weirdness with my voice, it's turning demonic or just breaking off, just let me know via the live chat, so, you know, I can do something about it or complain about it. I don't know. I'm not the best at the technical stuff with live streaming. Originally by Marietta. PBK. Okay. Save and object tools, fix integrity, save, just in case. I want to check the shape. Okay, the shape. Oh wait, okay, yeah, there's an unnecessary column here, delete it. Because this is niche only, so once again, fix integrity. If you change anything in one of the things listed in your fix integrity window, your scenograph rename wizard, so the GMDC, anything involving the GMDC, the GMND, the shape, the crest, the texture, the TXMT, and the MAT, then just fix integrity, or your game might crash in the at loading screen. This gets a little bit tricky with lamps, because after you fix integrity on lamps, you do have to do some extra stuff to get them to work properly. Okay, column 9. Wait, we don't want to delete column, we want to delete ground shadow. Column broken 9. Okay, this one has 2. So this one is column. And this thing is niche. Okay, Diana Heelan says the stream looks fine to me. Okay, that's great to know. So yeah, it's good. It was just from my end. My phone was being a little bit stupid, I guess, because I'm watching my own live stream with my phone, so I can keep track of the live chats. Okay, anyways, TS Materials mesh name on node number 6. Add a string. This one has both niche and column, so we'll have to add both. I do hope I added niche to the previous column. Let me just check. After I've done this, of course. So we gotta get a new niche in here. Ground shadow has to be deleted. You can leave it in, but it won't do anything. It will just clutter things up, so why not delete it? Okay, we did niche. Now we need to copy over column. Column white. Control A, Control V, and commit. Okay, we deleted that one already. Did we change this? No, we didn't, so let's change it. If you want a object to be quartile enabled, I've mentioned this before, you need to make sure that the sale price, aka catalog price 22, sale price, is 35. There are other values that will work, but 35 is a guarantee. TS design mode enabled. This one also has a column, so we'll need to add column. And TS materials mesh name, add a string, copy, and name it column. Don't do it the opposite way. Don't put the name, don't use your crest in the name and your subset name in the string. I don't know why you would do that, but you know, accidents happen, so try to avoid it. Okay, column, niche, that's all done. Catalog description, number 9. Slave. Originally by Marietta. At PDK. Okay. Okay, so I think I also did the shape. Yep, that looks about right. Okay, we don't need to do anything about the behaves. The things I'm doing with behaves don't involve columns. But there are some nice things you could do with behaves that involve columns. Especially columns that don't reach the floor. Like, you can make those intersectionable, so Sims can walk through, or you can put a chair underneath the column. It's pretty damn cool. Okay, so this one only has niche, so TS... Yep. Okay, yeah, this is all good. I was worried I might have forgotten to change column to niche. We don't want that. Okay, 9, we already did 9. We need to do 10. Okay, number 10. Show me. Show me the goods. Delete ground shadow. Column broken. Okay, yep. Oh no, we want to rename this. It says a high poly count, so it's niche. Sometimes you'll just want to check. Like, you can see from the crappy names that I haven't exactly been carefully naming my files. Like, I can rename these, I can rename the mesh pods in Blender, but I'm often too lazy to do that, so it's mostly guesswork. Anyways, commit. Which one do we have copied over now? Is it column? Is it ground shadow? Oh no, not ground shadow. It can't be ground shadow. Okay, we got column copied over, so guess we're adding column. Not column. Column. Subtle difference, but it makes... But both are very different. One of them can support ceilings, and the other one has a unhealthy fixation on a pretty ring. TS materials mesh name, string, column white, column. Might as well add another string for niche already. So yeah. Oh, we might as well add niche right now. Oh, well, yeah, this is the the next one will be the last one in this series of columns. And then we're done with all the columns, if we've done 11. So we did GMDC, GMND, TXMT, MAT, OBGD. Did we do that one? Nope. So let's do that. Commit. Shape. Okay, yeah, we need to do the shape. Okay, handy thing to know. If your subset name in GMDC doesn't match the subset name in the shape, then it will just be invisible, because the game will be like, niche? What niche? There's no niche in the shape. Like, why are you asking me to find a niche? Like, is it edible? Oh yeah, the catalog description. Might be handy to do that. I mean, you don't have to, unless there's like... It's like a very old object. Because sometimes very old objects don't... You will see that it still has the original description in other languages. If your game is in English, it won't be a problem, but if your game is in any other language, it's very confusing. Okay, originally by Marietta. PBK. Commit file. Save. Okay. Object tools, fix integrity, update, okay, save. You can fix integrity before saving, but I just prefer fixing integrity post saving because because if you look at this now, you see that there are two textures, 3 TX and Ts, and yeah, nope, I don't like that. I don't like that whatsoever. Okay, wasn't it at column 11? Yeah, column 11 only had niche. So, okay. Yeah, we got niche selected. So we don't have to copy over column. We don't have to keep any column subsets. We can probably just rename this to niche in here. Okay, column. No, you will be niche now. Please and thank you. Niche. Good boy. Value 1. The file name in the OBGD, it doesn't really matter. It was more of a thing for registering Gits in a Git database, but now that it's down, yeah. Yeah, it's not really needed anymore. I mean, you can do it. Why not? Nothing wrong with it, but if you don't want to, you don't have to. But it might be handy for organizational purposes. Easier to keep track of things when it's named correctly. Whoa! Almost capitalized something that I shouldn't have capitalized. Okay. Niche. And then we're getting close to the final change. The technical one. Once at least, not a catalog change. Niche. Okay, that's done. Now just the catalog description, and then we should be done with all of these pillars. They should all be slaved to the niche. Okay, save. Okay, I'm just going to show you what happens when you try to fix integrity on the text list editor. So we're going to press update and brace yourself for this horror. Look, it's flashing. Like it takes like a couple of milliseconds more, but I just find it annoying. So that's why I prefer not to do it while on a text list or a catalog description. Catalog description is basically a text list. And in fact, some catalog descriptions for some kind of objects, such as neighborhood deco, they're handled by by text lists, not a catalog description. Ah, delicious. Like, my food got cold with all of the slaving going on and remapping, of course. But it's still pretty damn tasty. Okay, so before I find something else to do or closed on the live stream, I think I'll try to find something else to slave first before I quit the live stream. Does anyone have any sort of questions or inquiries about making CC that I'd like to see answered? Because, you know, I'm just gonna eat and you can ask any questions you formulate and ask any questions you may have. Okay, I finished my food. It was pretty damn tasty. Just gonna take a couple of sips of water. Delicious. Just hit the spot. Okay, anyways. So, now we slaved all of these columns, so Marietta, the broken columns, we slaved all of them. Let's just clear files, add files to the list again, and we'll compressorize all of them. As you can see, if you look at it, you can see that there's one package with a much higher size than the others. So, and as you can see, everything compressorizes. Like, everything gets smaller. One of the indicators that your file is broken is that it won't compressorize. Like this 56, it will just stay 56, while all of the others get reduced to a smaller size. So that's the red flag you'll want to look for when testing CC. Of course, you don't have to compressorize, but if you're changing something that has been compressorized, you have to do it. It's also recommended to do it with default replacements for clothing. Like, whew, you won't believe how big those get when they aren't compressorized. Like, don't share an uncompressorized clothing default. Just don't. It's kind of a dick move. Okay. So, 11 columns were slaved. Also some things with a facade. So there are a bunch of so I'm actually curious to see how those facades look. So there are 6 of them, but depending on how well they're made or how badly they're made, yeah, they might take a little. I don't know how much time these will take. So let's just export this one. At least the poly count doesn't seem to be too high. This is facade 6, but it's labeled as facade 1. Very, very odd. Okay. So there's this one. This is part of the facade. So let's export this. And then there's the alpha thing, and it's just empty. You gotta like an empty texture. Okay. Anyways, let's make the columns invisible and import that facade. Facade 6, which is actually facade 1. It seems to be used for arches. Like, you can use this to, you know, to put around an arch. And it looks like this. It's actually pretty damn nice. Like, do we want to slave this? Or do we just want to look at the textures of the other facades and see if they're identical so we can slave it to this one? Because I don't think this one needs a lot of needs to be slaved to BB niche. Unless, of course, y'all would be interested in it. Like, just let me know if you'd be interested in this thing slaved to BB niche. Oh, by the way, this panel you see here to the right. Yeah, it's not there by default. Like, you have to press the N button, and the N button also removes it. So let's just do it without the panel. Let's crack open SimPE. Let's crack open facade number 2. Oh no, this is facade number 3. Like, make up your mind, SimPE. What? Now it's called facade number 1. Okay, I'm very, very confused. And this texture is not identical, which is frustrating to me. But we can do a little bit of remapping, if you'd like. Okay, I might as well just rename these meshes so they make actual sense. Facade 1. Okay, so I'm just going to call this one 2, because it's from facade number 2. This is 1 because it's from facade number 1. Like, come on, Marietta, make up your mind. Which facade is this? So this is 2, facade number 2. This one seems to have a texture identical to number 1, which is actually number 2. Like, okay, I'm confused. Okay, 2. Okay, this one seems to be for one tile arches. This one also seems to be for 1 tile arches. Okay, where's the sculpture? Okay, there's a very tiny little difference. You see it, you see it there. One of them has like one side, and the other one has 2 sides. Okay, so this is facade 1, I think. Okay, it looks like this. Okay, I kind of disapprove of these little spots there, so I think I'm going to remap those, so I don't have to look at those uglies. Because otherwise, I really like this. I really do like this. I don't think it needs to be slave to the BB niche, which is rare, I know, it's very rare. Oh, it's for windows, not for arches. Okay, anyways, let's zoom into this UV map. And see where it... Oh, I see it here. Look at it, look at it. Okay, there it is. So we just need to select the area here, and we need to move it over. And because we want to keep this fairly straight, we're gonna select that one too, and this. Just test, okay, yep, seems to be working. Like, okay. And now just GY, and we're going to move it down a little bit. And look at that, our mapping issue has disappeared. Now there's no ugly black spot anymore, and we can enjoy our beautiful facade. And this one. Ooh, oh damn it, that's ugly. That's really ugly. Ugly black spots. Fireflower disapproves. She disapproves a lot. She disapproves of this. Oh wait, okay. I think I did make a mistake with the previous one, so let me just make this one invisible again. Okay. Okay, it has mapping issues again. It's this. I took the lower part down, and I don't need to do that. So okay, this one it's taken down again. And bam, issue solved. Issue solved. Yanus. Great Yanus. Okay, so this is number 2. So we're just gonna call this one 2 facade. Because this is number 2. Need to keep track. So let me just rename it. 2 facade. Oh no, let's just call it facade 2. It's easier to keep order. Facade 2, yeah, this was sculpture. So this sculpture is also getting a bit of a mapping redux. G and Y. Okay, moving along the y-axis, and because oh, look at that, there's an issue. So we're also going to move this one down. And there's also one at an edge somewhere. So we'll have to find that one and move it as well. So yeah, I disapprove of this mapping error, but it's not the most difficult one to fix. It's just really a lot of moving things around with GI and possibly GX as well. Like G is officially translating, but translating is meshing language for moving things around. Okay, so I translated a bunch of things. And I think that should have solved most of the issues with this thing. Yeah, it seems to look pretty decent. Just go into edit mode so I don't have that orange hue. We can actually disable this orange thing by disabling faces here, but still I prefer to look at it like this. Looks better. Looks pretty cool to me. So this is facade 3. Okay, so this is 2 facade 2, but I think that we got 3 facade. Okay, I think I misnamed that one. So this one is actually 3 facade 2. So facade 2 is actually number 3. Yeah, if you're confused, you're not the only one. Well, no, we want open. Facade Marietta number 4, and it's called number 3 again. Yay. So this is 4, facade 3. And what kind of texture does it have? It has a very different texture. I bet we can remap this. Okay, so where's sculpture? There's sculpture. So this must be facade 1. Okay, we need 4 facade. Okay, this is only the lower pieces. So let's see if we can actually fit this in here. No, we can't. We can't fit it in here. I mean, we can probably figure out how to do it, but yeah, we need to get some common pieces first. So okay, let's remap this. Let's just see if it can be done. I think it can be done. Okay. So for comparison's sake, so this upper piece here to the right, it has these little blocks. This is just very plain. So we got a piece with that little blocks, but we need to rotate this. So we just need to rotate this by 90 degrees. Rotate, no, we just say R90. And it will rotate to this crazy spot outside the map. It's like we're playing Goat Simulator. Anyways, just because I want to know. Okay, so this lower piece right here, so the lower piece to the left is some sort of stripy thing. So we need to make sure that thing has a stripy thing. Okay, so we're making sure that it has a stripy thing. So SY, okay, it's scaling to the 3D cursor, but we want the medium point right now. S for SY. Y, come on. SIGI. And yeah, we got it there. I mean, it doesn't look exactly identical, but we shouldn't expect it to. So now we can move that thing over. GX. We can move that thing over somewhere. We can probably move it over to here and just rescale it. So SX. I said SX. And just G. We're just moving it over. So that looks a lot better already. So now for the lower pieces. So we got a facade, and here's a plain piece. And here we got a stripy thing again. We gotta love the stripy things. So let's remap this to the stripy thing. Okay. Crap, wrong texture. Okay, so yeah, I keep switching back, but this lower part has more stripy things. What? It's technical language. R90. No, we need R90 and R180. Because I'm lazy and I don't like to do math, so I just rotate a couple of times. No, not SX. We want to do SI. Needs to get over here. We just need to get this over here. SY again. And GI gets us this result. So I don't know if it's exactly identical, but it does look a lot better. We can move this thing over. In fact, it's best we do. It's best we start moving this thing to another x, so gx. So this is this lower part. It's a bit difficult to see from here. I want to make sure this looks nice. Nice and accurate. I think this... no. Okay, in that case there's something we needed to stay on this map. So I guess this is the best we're going to get. But it looks pretty nice. Okay, so now there's just one left to do, and we just need to move this one. Like, just move it over here and do a little bit of SX on it. Scale it along the x-axis. And place it there. Yep. So, that one's remapped, so these can be slaved together. So we got at least 3 of them slaved together. Now I don't know about this texture, about the two-tile one, but I don't think it's worth remapping that one. Because we'll lose details, and yeah, it will take a lot of time. So I'm not doing this. Okay, so this seems to be mapped to some sort of wall. I wonder if there's a wall. So let's export this one, because it's different. So this facade 4, which is actually facade 5, or is facade 5 actually 4? Okay. Confusing. Very confusing. Don't accuse Marietta of having a sensible naming scheme with this set. Okay, so this is 5. And how does this thing look? I don't know why it keeps going to the column broken, because that's not the thing that we want. Okay. So this thing looks to have a little bit of a mapping error there, but it's not too bad. Yeah, I don't know how to feel about this thing. Like, can we remap this? I don't think it's worth it. So we'll just leave this one for now. Oh, we want to go out of edit modes to make it visible. Facade 5, I think. Yep, it's 5. And then facade 6. Wanna bet it's actually called facade 1. Oh no, it's actually called facade 5. Okay, I'm very confused. So which one is facade 6 again? Oh yes, no. Okay. Okay. There's weirdness. There's just weirdness. Let's just pretend this is perfectly normal. Okay, so which one is this? It's not facade 4. Okay, this one seems to be mapped to that one as well. And there's a nice little mapping error we can fix. So, yay! I do hope I imported the right one. And I do wonder if these happen to be identical or not. Anyways. GI. And there we go. GI. Move it. And see if there's any more that need to be fixed. Okay. From there it looks pretty good, but let's see from here. Okay, there is an error here. One we want resolved. So, yeah. Let's search for that thing. Move this one slightly to the left. Okay, this thing. This one is clearly in black territory and it needs to be in grey territory. Like it's some sort of, I don't know, a gang. Anyways, GX. moving it along the X or the vertical, no, the horizontal axis. Horizontal is X, vertical is Y, so yeah. And then there's, yeah, it really depends on whether you're working on on UV mapping or the mesh itself. But this thing has been fixed. Just a minor mapping error. Facade 6. So facade 6 kind of looked similar to another one. Okay, but it's the mirror. So facade 3 and facade 6. Look, you can use them together, which is pretty clever. So, but yeah, we fixed those. They'll need to be exported and marked and what else not. But we fixed some mapping. They'll get imported, of course. Yeah. So, okay. Let's see how long I've been streaming. So, okay, I started at 1930. And now it's like 2112. 2115. My phone and my computer are in perpetual disagreement about the time. And so yeah, it's like almost 2 hours of streaming. So yeah, I guess it's a pretty good stream. Okay. So I think that if there's no further questions or anything, that I'll close off the live stream. Yeah, I'll just sip my water, and when I'm done sipping my water, I'll close the live stream unless there's any questions or anything. So, if you got questions, ask them, or wait until next week, or just send them on Tumblr or something. Whew. Okay, tasty water, very refreshing, good for your throat. Drink something, very important. Okay, but anyways, I'm closing the stream. Thank you all very much for watching. I hope that wherever you are, you have a great afternoon, evening, morning, night, or, you know, whatever time it happens to be where you're at. So, thanks for watching. Be sure to leave a comment, subscribe, share with your friends, enemies, frenemies, whatever. And, yeah, I hope to see you next live stream. Bye-bye.